Good day, everyone. Welcome to ITS 300, Web Development 1. Today is going to be course orientation for sections C and D. My name is Julius, and I'll be your instructor for today. First of all, I would like to express my apology for not doing this online. It's because we are supposed to do so this week. However, just this morning, the University of the President has issued a memo instructing us, the instructors, to be working from home. However, working from home is not really an option for me. It's because in my house, the internet speed is not capable of doing online classes. So I decided I'm just going to pre-record this while I'm still in school. I'll pre-record this and then upload this to our Facebook group as well as on YouTube for everybody to be able to review. So without further ado, let's get started. First, allow me to introduce myself. My name is Juleus. Publico. You can call me Jules. Maybe some of you might have known me from the previous semester. I was handling graphics and visual computing. But for those who haven't met me yet, I am a guest IT instructor. This is going to be the third semester I'll be working with you. I graduated BS Information Technology in Bais, and currently I'm studying Master of Science in Information Technology in main campus. So if you have any questions, should you have any problems with or whatsoever, let me start first by saying you can always contact. If you have any questions, if you have any problems, you can always contact me. We have our Facebook group, and then soon we'll be creating our group chat. So if you have any questions regarding this orientation, you can go to minty.com and then use the code 235222. Again, go to minty.com and use the code 2352227 and then enter your questions. I'll be monitoring the questions every now and then. And then if there are questions that needs to be answered or needs to be taken care of, we're going to comment it in our Facebook page. We're going to post it in our Facebook page, or Facebook group rather, or soon we're going to send it to our group chat. So today we're going to talk about online and modular learning, learning management systems, course requirements, and the tools that we'll be needing for web development. Let's start with online and modular learning. So a lot of you has chose modular learning to be the way of taking the class basically, and only a few of you has chosen online as the platform of learning. First of all, there's no problem with that. I mean, it's totally fine. However, this is what we wanted to tell you. Modular learning will have very different. There is going to be a very huge difference between online and modular learning. First of all, in modular, there will be no instructor who are going to directly educate you as to the knowledge that you should get compared to online. So dagan kayo mo pili modular kay dali ra, dagan mo kung gamay ra mo pili online because hassle, wala internet. I know there are lots of problems, that there are lots of factors why you choose modular over online. However, as much as possible, if there's possible way for you to be able to access to the internet, if na kay smartphone, na kay computer, na kay laptop, please select online. This is for you to be able to learn better compared to the modular learning. Okay, so if, for example, wala kay load ron, pero pwede dyo ka makapaload for the next few days, makapaload kay 50 pesos for internet for 3 days, 1 gigabyte, then please select online. Anyway, we're not going to be doing the class every day. We are just going to conduct the class maybe once or twice every week. And then if diligent madala, you can always watch the replay of the video of the class by the end of the day. By the end of the day, okay. So make sure to select, if possible, if kaya na din yung online, please do online. Another problem with modular is up until now, we've already nagtrabaho ang modular yung module. However, right now it is still in the process of approval. Pagyapon siya nabalik because it's still being approved by the instructional materials committee. We're not really sure when kanos siya mabalik for us to be able to distribute it to you, but it's still being approved. It's still being reviewed. Okay, so we're not so sure how long will it take. So that's why, as much as possible, please go online for your learning. If you have any concerns, if you have any problems, if dili gid madala, if di jud kaya nga mag-online, if there's no possible way for you to learn online, please let me know. My contact number, you can contact me using my contact number, which I'll be giving you later on, or you can just email me, or you can just use our Facebook group. Okay, next is we are going to discuss about learning management systems. So learning management systems are basically software application used to plan, implement, and assess learning process. So in other words, it's just an online classroom. If you can remember how online classroom works, it's going to be the same. The only difference is that instead of doing face-to-face learning, we'll be doing it online. So learning management systems allows teacher and student to interact. Pwede we can also do examination. We can submit assignments, projects. We can even give you grade using the learning management systems. So maybe some of you might already have an idea about learning management systems because with your other subjects. So it's not going to be difficult for everybody. Okay. So we're just going to discuss the two learning management systems that we'll be using for this course. That's going to be Google Classroom and Edmodo. So Google Classroom and Edmodo, the reason why nanungguhamang yun, it's because there are some features that are available in Google Classroom that works better compared to Edmodo, and there are also lots of features. There's some features in Edmodo that works better than Google Classroom. Okay. And what are these features? So for Google Classroom, we'll be using Google Classroom for assignments and projects. If we will have any assignments or projects, we'll be using Google Classroom to submit those. Don't you worry, every time that we're going to upload a classwork, I'm going to inform you which platform are we going to use, whether if it's going to be Google Classroom or Edmodo. So to download Google Classroom, you can go to Classroom. Basically, to access Google.com, Google Classroom, you can use browser. If you have computer, if you have smartphone, you can just use a browser, any browser of your phone available on your phone or on your PC. Go to classroom.google.com, or you can download the application Google Classroom from Play Store or App Store. It's available for both Android and iOS. And then second is Edmodo. We'll be using Edmodo for quizzes and major examinations. So there will be some quizzes that needs to be, some assessments or learning activities. We'll be using Edmodo. So to do so, go to new.edmodo.com using your browser, or you can install Edmodo app from Play Store or App Store. Okay, so first thing that you're going to do is right after you watch this orientation, make sure to sign up for both of the platforms, both the Google Classroom and Edmodo. So right now, let's try to register. Let's try to sign up in Edmodo. So signing up in Edmodo will give you three options. We have teacher account, student account, and parent account. So of course, you will be doing the student account. Right. So the first thing that you're going to do, once you've selected student account, select the country. Of course, we'll be using, I will be selecting Philippines. Okay. Next, and then enter the necessary information. So first, it should be asked for the class or school code, which is required, username, email, optional, password, confirm password, or you can just sign up using your Google account, you have Microsoft account, or Apple account. For the username, make sure to use your first and last name, and then especially using your real name, using your real name for us to be able to for me to be able to easily address you, and then para mailhan ka dahil. All right, and then that will be the same with Google Classroom. Just go to classroom.google.com, and then sign in or sign up. If you haven't signed up to Google Classroom yet, make sure to sign up and then sign in. So for you to be able to join our class, here are the links and codes. So for section C, this is going to be the link. The link will be posted in our Facebook group. Or you can just go to classroom.google.com, go to add a class, and then enter this code. So let's try that. For example, I'm going to be signing in as a student. So let us join section C. So here's the code. We copy that. I'm just going to select this plus icon, join a class, enter the code, and then join. So make sure you enter the right code for you to be routed to the correct classroom. So this is for ITS 300. So far, there are no classworks yet. There are no other people yet aside from me. So for section D, this is going to be the link and the code. And then Moodle. And section D for Moodle. So again, you might want to take a screenshot and save the codes, the link. For Google Classroom section C, there's the link and the code. Section D, here's the link and the code. For Edmodo section C, here's the code. Edmodo section D, that is the code. Don't you worry, these presentation will also be uploaded in our Facebook group, so you can have a copy. All right, next would be our course requirement. So basically these are the categories that you will be working on. Obviously, it's not going to be the same with your previous course requirements before, since it is currently being adjusted to the current situation. So for attendance, for both online and modular, that's going to be 10%. So how do we check the attendance? All right. So attendance will be checked if on our online classes. If we have live classes online, the attendance will be checked. Now, I know a lot of students are not capable of attending the class easily. So here's what we're going to do. This is still a proposal. It will still be up to you guys if you will approve or if you will agree. So in my ITS 101 classes for first years, we agreed that every week the attendance will be checked once. Although we'll be meeting uh, although we'll be meeting twice or 3 times a week, we'll only be checking the attendance once. So for example, if we check the attendance by Monday, the first day of our meeting, and then the second meeting, the student is not capable of attending the class because of problems with internet connectivity, but he was present on the first meeting, then he or she will be exempted for the entire week, given then that student is going to comply with the learning activities and assessments and assignments. So every time that we will have our online class, there will be learning activities and assessments right after, and then there will be an assignment. So that is every time that we will have a class. So if maka-attend ka sa first meeting, hindi ka attend the rest of the week, it will be okay, so long as, again, you will comply to the learning activities and assessments. You just have to let me know. Okay, so the attendance would be, one attendance would be good for the entire week, basically. All right, second is assignments. All right, assignments is going to be 20%. So assignments, usually it will be done through Google Classroom, if you can remember. So again, every time that we will have an online class, there will always be an assignment. Third is learning activities or assessments. So learning activities, assessments, in other words, quizzes. So right after we have our online classes, there should always be learning activities or assessments. Maybe we will be using Google Form, or we'll be using a Moodle, as discussed. That is another 20%. Next is projects. Since this is web development, tendency is that we will really have projects soon. But don't you worry, we are going to adjust. We are going to adjust the situation to the situation that you're in. What would be the project? But that's going to be 20%. And lastly, major examinations. Actually, I have to check this. I have to change this. It should be only major examination. It means you only be having one major examination all throughout the semester. So maybe finals. So if sa una na ay midterm and finals, I think given that we are currently on the pandemic, we'll only be doing final examination. So a total of 100%, that is going to be your overall grade. Now, maybe you're asking, how do we compute the grade? So we are going to follow the 60-40 grading system. So that means all of your scores will be multiplied by 60 plus 40. Okay, so how do we do that? Let's say, for example, here. Allow me to give you an example. Let's say, for example, we have here the first one, we have Abamaika. Let's try to give her a grade. This is just an example, okay? So for attendance, let's say, for example, she has a perfect attendance. Okay, all throughout the semester, or let's just skip a few absences. Okay, so out of 66 days, she's only able to attend class 62 times. So the percentage would be 60 divided by 66 divided by 62, or I'm sorry, 62 divided by 68 times 60 plus 40. Then for attendance, she have 96.4 for attendance. So since attendance is 10%, so multiplied by 10, that is 9.6. Another example for learning as activities as assessments. For example, we have let's say the total number of items is 20, and she was able to get, let's say, 15. Then she have 85, which is 15 divided by 20 times 60 plus 40. And siya 85 for learning activities and assessments, and then multiply by the percentage, which is 20%, then she have 17. That is for learning assessment activities. And then for assignments, let's say out of 20 items na siya, let's just say 18. The same thing, she have 94, which is equivalent to 18.8. And then projects, out of 20 points, she have, let's say, 17. And now she 91 for projects. So, and then lastly, finals. For example, the rows, the number of items is 50, and she was able to get, let's say, 40. Then she have 88 in the grade, which is still the same, following the same grading system, times 60 plus 40, and she will get a total of, hold on, and 79 minutes. All right, no pa assignments. She'll have 90.90 overall grade. So again, that is using the 60 by 40 grading system. So if you have any problems with that, please let me know. But if you agree, then we shouldn't be having any problems. Now, next would be the tools for programming. So these are the applications, the tools that we'll be needing. Actually, it shouldn't be programming, it's web development. So for desktop PC and laptop users, if you have laptop or PC, we'll be using Notepad++ or Sublime Text. Or you can use any IDEs or integrated development environments. To download Notepad, but basically Notepad++ and Sublime Text would be the minimum. To download, here's the link for Notepad++, Sublime Text. And then of course we'll be needing a browser, since we'll be using, this is going to be web development. So we're going to be using a web browser. Chrome would be suggested. Okay, I know not everybody have laptops and PCs. So for Android users, you can also, it doesn't mean that web development can have language setting. Computers. You can always use your phones for web development. You just need to have these applications. First is Thread Edit. Okay, Thread Edit should look like this. This is the logo. And then offline browser. This is going to be the logo. These are the links. So chirp edit will allow you to edit HTML and CSS as well as JavaScript files. And then you can also, you can also run the website using this application. However, to make sure for you to be able to run or for you to be able to render your website, use offline browser. Tendency is that if you're going to use Chrome, anong dili man good Chrome ang gamitin because it will usually on Chrome HTML kabasa siya HTML. However, once the HTML will be or the CSS, however, CSS and JavaScript may not work properly offline. Gamit ra ang Chrome for online. Since offline, because the files is going the HTML files, CSS files, so on and so forth will be saved locally, man. So, but however, you can always use if napadyo mas better na para nimo nga mga similar tools, then feel free to use. For iOS users, you can use easy HTML for HTML editing, and then dili ko sure if nabay mga offline HTML browser because I'm not an Apple user or iOS user. Just try to search any browser that can read or can render HTML, local HTML files. Additional tools, these are very important. For learning HTML, CSS, and JavaScript, you can always go to www.doubletreeschools.com or www.tutorialspoint.com, or you can download the application called Solo Learn. The link is presented, and then Learn CSS application. These are all free to download using Android devices. For iOS, you might want to try to search for similar application like this. All right, so I think that will be today. I hope that you guys learn something today. I know it's a little hard. It's a little different from what we used to. However, we will try to do our best to deliver the quality instruction that the university has promised to give you. So we're all in this together. Maglisod ko if wala mo inyong cooperation, and I know that maglisod ko mo if wala may. So we'll try to help each other out, and hopefully everything will be done, will be over soon, so that we can go back to Norso, because as much as how you miss Norso, Norso misses you also. And hopefully ma-okay yung tanan, and then just make sure to just keep yourself safe. The main key in solving this problem is to keep yourself safe. Okay, so as what I've said a while ago, every time that we'll have an online class, in our case, this is just an orientation, we will always have an assessment. Again, assessment, ma-fall ni siya sa atong quizzes. So to assess your learning from the orientation today, please fill up this form, okay? So it should look something like this. Let me open up. Okay, so this is gonna be an online, let's just say, an assessment on the learnings that you get from this orientation today. So you're going to enter your email address, first, last name and first name section, and then try to answer these questions that we have here. There are only, I think, it's a total of 7 points. Deadline would be October 26th, 2020 at 11:59 p.m. So today is 20, so you still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 days to comply with this assessment. And then lastly, assignment. Please sign up or create and enroll an account to both Google Classroom and Moodle classes. Use the class code that I provided to you a while ago. Same thing, the deadline will be Monday, October 26, 2020 at 11:59 p.m. You still have 6 days to load, makapaload, and then maka-register, and then that's it. So this is going to be your assignment and the assessment for this week. So should you have any problems, should you have any concern, questions regarding this orientation, please let me know. Okay, so you can just contact me through my personal Facebook account, or you can go to our Facebook page. You can comment any posts, or since I'll be posting this later on, you can comment your questions to the post, and then that's it. However, I would like you guys to please cooperate because Wapatay GC. So I will be posting another. I will be doing another post that will ask you to comment your name para ma-add ka mo sa group chat. If wala mag-ganit ay group chat. So I will be mag-post ko niya sa atong group, and then please comment your full name as well as your section para ma-add ka mo sa Facebook, sa atong group chat, for us to be able to communicate easier. Okay, so I hope that you learned something today. Please don't forget your assignment as well as assessment, and keep yourself safe. Please stay at home and stay hygienic, and that's it. God bless everybody. Goodbye.